I'll put links to all the items I talk about in this video in the link below, so if you're interested, you can check them out there. All right, let's jump in. Okay, so one thing that I do love about my F-150 is the storage in the back. I can store all my tools back here. All my tools are in this toolbox that goes underneath the seat. I really love this toolbox just because it's so flat and small and it fits underneath the seat really well. You can see I just put it down like that, and you have some room to put some stuff on top of it if you want. Now this toolbox is really cool. I used to carry one of those standard red toolboxes, but it wouldn't fit underneath the seat. So when I found this one on Amazon, I instantly got it because it was a perfect fit for my truck. I don't know about you guys, but I could not find a kit that had everything that I wanted. So I just decided to build my own. So instead of buying a pre-made kit, I just bought a toolbox and then put all the tools I wanted and needed in there, because some of the kits had tools I didn't need, and then some of them didn't have the tools that I did need. So I just built my own. Okay, so let's dig into this bad boy here. The other thing that's cool is it has these little clips on the side. So if you ever want to put one on top, you stack them and then lock them into place. So that's kind of cool. It's a very hard plastic. I've had this for almost 2 years and it's been great. It comes with all these little dividers, small and long. It came with 3 long ones and the rest were small. I took some of those out so that I could make room for everything else. So these are the items that I found were essential to carry with me. You never know when you're gonna need a hammer. I've got channel locks right here, very universal. And yes, everything is painted yellow because that way I know it's mine and my friends and family won't steal it. Got my crescent wrench right here. I have got my ratchet wrenches. I really love these. These are metric, the larger 1917, 16, 15, 14. And it does have ratchet. So they're ratchet wrenches, which are super cool. And I just put them on this clip so they're all organized, because I've got my metric, my larger metrics, my smaller metrics, and my larger standards, and my smaller standards. So that way I know which is which, and it helps me stay organized. Zip ties, never leave home without some zip ties. Socket extension, wire brush, file, little pliers. This thing, I'm not really sure why. I probably don't really need this in there, but it's in there. Baling wire, really handy to have. So this baling wire is great. What I did was I just got a spool of it and wrapped it into a circle, and then wrapped the outside of it with tape. That way it keeps it from coming undone. And then when you need more, you just pull it out from the middle right there and it unravels. So a little pro tip for you. And of course, what is a toolkit without some duct tape? Even though this isn't the name brand duct tape, it is still duct tape, commercial, electric, something, but yeah. Anyways, over here, got a little dinky flashlight, some miscellaneous wire nuts and tools. I have a spark plug socket in case I need to do something on the truck. Tape measure, electrical tape. Electrical tape is good to have, just like duct tape if you're working on some wiring. Carabiner clip. This is just an extra one that I was using with these, so I just left it in my kit. It might come in handy someday. And then over here, you know, I've got some pliers, but some screwdrivers, just a flathead, 2 flatheads, box cutter, knife, some smaller set Allens. And I try to stay as organized as possible with all this stuff, but you know, sometimes when you're in a hurry, it just gets thrown back in. And yes, yeah, I painted everything. Last is a tire pressure sensor or tire pressure gauge. Now, even though that this truck has tire pressure sensors built into the console, I still find it handy to carry one with me just to double check the accuracy. And if I'm towing a trailer or I'm with a buddy and he needs to check his tires, I can do it with this. Okay, and in this last one, we've got some pliers, just typical cutters, got some needle nose, some larger set pliers with cutters in them, dikes, I guess, and a test light just to test some electrical stuff, and just some more pliers. So that's the toolkit. Now, obviously these tools are more than I need just for this truck, but it is very handy to have your tools in your truck with you. For the most part, I don't even go into my garage anymore. I just go into my truck, grab whatever tools I need for that project. And it's cool that I know whenever I go somewhere, I got a good kit with me that I can depend on. Okay, let's put all this stuff back. Okay, perfect. And we'll just lock that up. Okay, so now some of the other things that I carry in my truck that don't always fit, I put under here, under this nice storage area that Ford has done, which I really love. I keep my gloves, my mechanic gloves, always dependable. Keep a rag in case there's a mess or you're tying down furniture and you need to, wrap this around the furniture to keep it from getting damaged in travel. I always keep some water bottles in case someone gets thirsty, you go on a hike, or maybe your radiator is low, you have some water. Bungee cord, handy for tying stuff down. A 2-inch tow hitch, that's the most common trailer that I tow, so I just carry that around with me. I've got a couple pins for that trailer hitch. And I really like this. This is the locking trailer hitch. So if you ever tow a trailer and you park it somewhere overnight, you can lock your trailer hitch so no one messes with it. And also if you just decide to leave your hitch in your truck, it's locked in there and no one's gonna take it. And a fire extinguisher, maybe a little extreme, but hey, you never know when you're gonna need a fire extinguisher. Could come in handy, could save your truck. I've seen a lot of videos of people with burnt down trucks, so fire extinguisher might have been handy in those situations. Getting down to the last here, a tie down strap, just a normal one, about 6 feet long. 2 of them, these are kind of old. Random question, does anyone roll up their tie down straps when they're done? I just get so frustrated trying to untangle all these damn straps, so I found this if I just roll them up, makes my life a little bit easier in the future. And the last one here is a ratchet tie down strap. So between those 3, I can tie down a dirt bike, piece of furniture, whatever sort of cargo I'm hauling. And the last thing is a flooded light. These are really cool. They fold open like this. It has a magnetic foot that you can put on it and magnet it to something. It's got a nice handle. It is waterproof, so you can hose it down. And yes, I use it for filming sometimes, but yeah, it's a nice bright light, LED. I think it'll last about 4 to 6 hours, so I always keep that charged and in my truck. Okay, so that's the stuff that I keep under my seat and in my toolbox, but there are a couple more items that I do need to carry, but they didn't really fit in the toolbox or in the little compartment under the seat. I didn't want to leave it on the floor because it would just roll around, so I put them here. Now there is a latch behind the seat that gives you more storage. And if you get this latch on Amazon, it'll give you a little strap so you can access it. Otherwise, you would have to reach down with your finger and try to pull this little pin, which is a pain in the butt. This is like, I don't know, 15 bucks, 20 bucks on Amazon, and you can easily access all this storage back here. So back here, I have my socket set, just metric standard 3/8. Yep, big surprise. I painted all my tools, so I know what's mine. But I love this set because I can just look at it, and if there's an empty slot missing, then I know I'm missing and I know which one I'm missing and I can just go find it. But otherwise, if I just look and everything is in here, we're good to go. So this kit is awesome. One thing I would add is this reducer. It's the reducer for 3/8 to 1/4 inch so that I can use the smaller sockets with the larger ones. So that comes in handy. So I just added that to my kit and we are good to go. And I do like having a socket kit like this because not only do I have a ton of good sockets, but it's all nice and organized and not just thrown in that toolbox. And that fits nicely right back there. So the next thing I have is an air compressor made by Tac Life. Now this thing is pretty cool. It plugs into the cigarette lighter. So if you open up the bottom down here, you have a cigarette lighter 12 volt adapter that can plug into your truck. You can plug it into the back of your truck, and then the cord is long enough that you can reach your tires. You can reach the rear and the front from this side. And then when you want to do the other side, you just move the cord out through that door and you can hit those sides as well. So the cool thing about this, here's your air connector. It's wrapped around. It's maybe like 3 feet long or something, but you just screw this onto your valve stem and then you turn the pump on and you push up or down to set your PSI. It goes in increments of 5. So if you want it 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, you just set that PSI and then push the start button and it'll automatically fill your tire until it reaches that pressure and then it stops. And it's also got strobe lights. So if you're ever broken down, you can plug it in and turn it on, and this will act as a strobe light to warn other drivers that, hey, you're stopped on the side of the road and you got a problem. So this has been really cool. Comes with a couple adapters and a spare fuse on the back. So not super expensive. I think it was like $40 on Amazon. So I'll put the link to this in the description as well. But I love this thing. I've used it out camping. I've actually aired down my tires when I was off-roading the truck. And then when I was ready to go home and get back on the road, I could pump them back up. So this is really cool. All right, and the next thing, I think you guys have seen this before. This is also a Tac Life product, but it's their battery jumper. So it is this device right here. It's got all kinds of charging ports and stuff. So basically when you have a dead battery, you plug this into the charger right here. And then you connect these to your battery, to the negative and the positive, and then you push boost to turn it on, and then you get a green light. And then when that's on, then you go into your car and you crank it, and it sends a jolt of electricity to your battery, just enough to get your car started. And then you let your car run and you can go and unplug this and put it away. So it's much more convenient than using jumper cables. And if you're ever by yourself, you're good to go. Also, a lot of people pull forwards into a parking stall. So like, for example, if I were to have pulled forward into here and there were cars on either side of me, it would have been really tough to get another car near me to jump the battery, unless the people next to me were kind enough to help. But yeah, so this is a really great product that I carry with me all the time. I've used it on my truck. I've used it on other people. So super handy to carry with you. Now this particular battery jumper is no longer on Amazon, or they don't make this particular model anymore. I'm not sure what's going on, but I can't seem to find it. But there is another one that I really like, so I'll use that in the description link below. Yeah, so between the storage I have behind the seat and the storage that I have underneath the seat and this toolbox, I've pretty much got everything I need. There are a few other items that I do carry with me. One being this flashlight right here. It's just a little bit bigger and brighter than the other one I have in my toolbox, and it's more accessible, so I just put that right there whenever I need that. I also carry with me a knife, just in case you need it. It's a decent size, pretty big knife. It's got an emergency bump at the end right here, so if you ever need to break a window, you can use that. And then it's also got this seatbelt cutter right here. If you're in an emergency, you can just cut your seatbelt. And I've also got the center console divider, which is really awesome. Link for that will be in the description. Just keeps it from being one giant ass mess. And I also carry with me my Chemical Guys interior cleaner. You can check out the video I made on this reviewing the product. I'll put a link for that. Just handy to carry with you whenever you're at the car wash and you also want to wipe down your interior real quick. Also carry a microfiber cloth with me. Cool. And then the last thing that I want to show you guys, nothing that I added, but just something that comes stock with the truck. And if you've bought a used truck, it might not be there. But you have your jack right here. You take this foam noise piece off, and then this is just strapped in here, but it's basically a crank jack with some bars, and it's got a lug nut wrench to change your tires if you have to. So this is the stock kit. I didn't feel the need to carry my own special breaker bar or my own bottle jack, because that hopefully doesn't happen. You don't use this very often, and this is designed and stored nicely back here, so I just am using that. And then this thing is really nice to carry with you too if you're ever low on fuel. It allows you to fill your truck with a jerry can, because this truck does not have a gas cap. It has to go in pretty far. There, yeah. And then sometimes if you have a jerry can, you can't get the hose in that far. So this just kind of clears a tube and opens those valves so you can pour in there without making a giant mess. So I always carry that in my truck. All right, guys, and that's it. Those are the essential tools that I carry with me in my truck everywhere I go. Please let me know in the comments below what you think of my kit, if there's anything I'm missing, or let me know what you carry in your toolkit. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it was useful. Please like and subscribe. That helps me out a lot, helps me create more content for you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.